Hello, the student of class 7. Now we will read the English from the first images book, lesson number 8, The Boy with a Catapult. Catapult means a device that is used to hurl stones or pebbles. This is the story about a boy mixed collection of a classroom. Now open your book and let's read the lesson. Our class at school had an old assortment. Assortment mixed collection. Assortment of boys, but the oldest boy in the school was Bodhraj. We were all afraid of him. If he pinched anyone arm, the arm would swell up, and if from snake bite, he was utterly careless. Insensitive. He would catch a wasp with his bare fingers, put up its string, tie a thread round it and fly it like a kite. He would pounce on a butterfly sitting on a flower and crush it between his fingers, or else stick a pin through it and pin it is his notebook to his notebook. Bodhraj was a mischievous boy and the oldest boy in that class. All the students feared from him. He was so insensitive boy that sometimes he catch the wasp and tie the string and fly it like a kite, and sometimes catch the butterfly and crushed by his fingers. It was said that if a scorpion stung Bodhraj, the scorpion would fall dead. Bodhraj's blood was believed to be so full of venom that even a snake bite had no effect on him. He always had a catapult in his hand, and catapult a device is used stones or pebbles. And was excellent shot. His favorite targets were birds. He would stand under a tree, take aim, and the next moment bird cries would rend the air and a fluff of feathers would float down. It is said that the Bodhraj's blood was full of venom. If once a scorpion sting him, and she fell dead. She fall dead. It is believed that if the snake will bite him, so it is also can die. He always used a weapon, catapult, to kill the bird. His his target is very perfect. Or else he would climb up a tree, take away the eggs and destroy the nest. He was vindictive. with the desire to hurt, that took pleasure in hurting others. All the boys were scared of him. Even the mother called him a Rakshasa. His pockets buzzed with strange things, a live parrot, an assortment of eggs, or a prickly hedgehog. If Bodhraj quarrelled with anyone, it would charge at him head on like a bull, or vicious kick and bite him after school. We would return home, but Bodhraj would be off on his wanderings. My father was given a promotion in his job, and we moved into a large bungalow. It was an old style bungalow on the outskirts of the city. It had brick floors, high walls, a slanting roof, and a garden of the trees and shrubs. Though comfortable, it seems rather empty and big, and being far from the city, my friends seldom came to visit me. The only exception was Bodhraj. He found it a good hunting ground. The trees had many nests. Monkeys roamed about under the bushes. Lived a pair of mongoose behind the house. There was a big room where my mother stored out extra luggage. The room has become a haunt of pigeons. You could hear them cooing all day near the broken glasses of the ventilators. There was a mina's nest. The floor of the room was littered with feathers, droppings, broken eggs, and bits of straw from the nest. The writer is denoting about the writer's bungalow. There is full of birds and trees, and no any companion would come to here because except Bodhraj. My mother did not approve of my friendship with Bodhraj, but she realized that I am lonely and needed company. One day, my mother said to me, "If your friend is so fond of destroying nests, tell him to clean our storeroom. The birds have made it very filthy." I protested. "You said it's cruel to destroy nests. I didn't suggest to. He should kill the birds. He can remove the nests without harming them." The next time both Raj came, I took him to the godown. It was dark and smelly, as though we had entered as animals' lair. Animals' lair. Resting place of animals. I confess I was somewhat worried. What is true to form? Bodhraj destroyed the nest, pulled out the birds' feathers, and broke their eggs. Bodhraj had brought his catapult. He studied the position of the nest under roof near the ventilator was the mina's nest. I could see bits of cotton wool and rag hanging out. Some pigeons strutted up and down in a beam, cooing to one another. "Mina's little ones are up there," said Bodhraj, aiming with the catapult. I noticed two tiny yellow beaks peeping out of the nest. "Look," Bodhraj exclaimed, "this is a Ganga Maina. It isn't usually found in these areas. Where are the parents?" I asked. "Must have gone in search of food. They should be back soon." Bodhraj raised his catapult I wanted to stop him, but before I could open my mouth, there was a whizzing sound and then a loud clang as the pebble hit, hit, hit the iron, iron seat of the roof. The tiny beaks vanished, the cooing and tittering ceased. I seemed as if all the birds had been frightened into the silence. Bodhraj let fly another pebble. This time it struck a beam. Bodhraj was proud of his aim, but he had missed his target twice and was very angry with himself. When the chicks peeped over the rim of the nest, Bodhraj had a third try. This time the pebbles hit the side of the nest. A few straws and bits of cotton wool fell, but the nest was not dislodged. Bodhraj lifted his catapult again. Suddenly, a large shadow pit Lego flitted across the room, blocking the light from the ventilators. Startled, we looked the blew up, gazing down at the menacingly was a large kite with its wings outstretched. The myna chicks began fluttering their wings and shrieking loudly. What would the kite do? The kite left the ventilator and perched on a raptor. It had folded back its wings. It shook its crazy neck the, and peered to the right and to the left. The birds' frightened cries filled the air. The kite has been coming there every day, and said Bodhraj, I realized why broken wings, straw and bits of birds' flesh littered the floor. The kite must have ravaged the nest. Often Bodhraj had not taken his eyes off the kite, which was slowly moving toward the nest. The cries became shriller. I was a bundle of nerves. Bodhraj raised his catapult and aimed at the kite. Don't hit the kite, it will attack you, I shouted. Bodhraj paid no attention. The pebble missed the kite and hit the ceiling. The kite spread its wings wide and peered down. Let's get out of here, I said, frightened, but the kite will eat up the little ones. This sounded rather strange coming from him. Bodhraj aimed again. The kite left the raptor and, spreading its wings, flew in a semicircle and alighted on a beam. The chicks continued to scream. Bodhraj handed me the catapult and some pebbles from his pocket. Aim at the kite. Go on hitting it. Don't let it sit down, he instructed. Then he ran and pulled up a table standing against the wall to the middle of the room. I didn't know how to use the catapult. I tried once, but the kite had left the beam and flown to another. Bodhraj brought the table right under the myna's nest. Then he picked up a broken chair and placed it on the table. He climbed on the chair, gently lifted the nest and slowly stepped down. Let's get out of here, he said, and ran towards the door. I followed. We went into the garage. It had only one door and a small window in the back wall. The kite can get in here, he said, and climbing on to a box, placed the next on a beam. The myna's young head quietened down, standing on the box. Bodhraj peeped into the nest. I thought we would pick them both up and put them in his pocket as he usually did, but after looking at them for a long time, he said, bring some water. The chicks are thirsty. They will put it drop by drop into the mouth. I bought a glass of water. Both chicks' beaks open were panting. Bodhraj fed them with drops of water. He told me not to touch them, nor did he touch them himself. How will their parents come back? Come, parents know they are here. I asked. They will look for them. We stayed in the garage for a long time. When Bodhraj came the next day, he had neither catapult nor pebbles. He carried a bag of seeds. We fed the manas, young and spent hours watching their antics. The Bodhraj had now changed because he had left to kill the birds and other insects. Now, consolidate question. See, students, consolidate question. A1 का answer this question का first question. What kind of boy was Bodhraj? Pick out the words. Pick out the words. Pick out the words from the text that describe him. Answer. Bodhraj was a careless and vindictive. Careless and vindictive. Look it. Careless and vindictive. These two words which support us, which describe the Bodhraj's character. Bodhraj's character. Question 2. Why did narrator's new house appeal to Bodhraj? Narrator's new house appealed to Bodhraj because there he found many type of birds to kill. Question 3. Why did the narrator's mother tolerate his friendship with Bodhraj? Narrator's mother tolerated his friendship with Bodhraj because she thought he was lonely and needed company. Question 4. Why was the narrator afraid of taking Bodhraj to the storeroom in his new house? Did his fears come true? The narrator was afraid of taking Bodhraj to the storeroom in his new house because he thought Bodhraj destroyed the nest, pulled out the bird's feathers. No, his fears did not come true. Now, question number A2 का देखिए. Question 1, 2, 3 with all parts of you have to do as homework. Now, pause the video and write it in your notebook. Your lesson has completed now.